Welcome back to the next episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Generation X tournament here on the HomeBoiz channel. Today we have Chazz Princeton going up against the Shadow Rider Nightshroud. So, Chazz here has a crazy amalgamation of a deck. As you recall, he has not only an Ojama deck, but he has a Light Machine Union deck, as well as an Armed Dragon deck. And the purpose of all of his spells and traps is to get to some of these pieces quicker, revive some of these pieces, and even provide a little bit of protection here and there. The most annoying card in his deck, definitely the Oja Machine Yellow, as it single-handedly won him a couple of different duels, or just plain out kept him alive for long enough to gather the pieces that he needed for victory. And his side deck really focuses in on the Armed Dragon archetype with a lot of the new Armed Dragon Thunder support. There's not a whole lot else to say here. Moving on to Nightshroud. Nightshroud is going to be the duelist who is using the Darkness deck. The main purpose of the deck is to get straight to your field spell Darkness, set 5 different trap cards, and if you can get Darkness 1, 2, or 3 in between 0 and infinity, you can use their various effects. They do stack onto one another as well. The more of these you get right into the middle of your spell and trap card zone. He has monsters that don't do a lot but get around some of his cards' negative effects. Monsters that revive themselves, that become indestructible in battle. Very, very vicious deck to go up against if it's activating the abilities like it would like to. Then in the side deck we have corrupt versions of all these different monsters throughout Yu-Gi-Oh! History. That got printed both in the GX and I believe 5D's era, and just some more things to get through the deck quicker or to cause annoyances to your opponent. But with that being said, let the duel begin. Round 1 between Chazz and Nightshroud. Nightshroud won the coin toss, so he will be going first, opening up with a Terraforming to get the Darkness field spell. So here we go, and give me a moment to go over these because these are a lot of different effects on these cards. Never mind, I'm not allowed to see them as per Darkness's effect. There we go. So Darkness 1 allows him to destroy cards your opponent controls, and then destroy 1 card your opponent controls for each Darkness continuous trap. Darkness 2, I believe, gives monsters 1,000 attack points and then an extra 1,000 for every continuous trap. Darkness 3 does 1,000 points of damage with an extra 1,000 for every continuous trap. So here we're going to use the Darkness Eye. So here Darkness is going to be playing Darkness Eye, which allows him to bypass Darkness's effect of I can't see my own face down trap cards. So there we go, Darkness Eye does that for him once per turn, and he's going to go ahead and pass. Also, when he flips over his trap cards, the field spell Darkness allows him to set them back face down and shuffle them so that he can potentially reactivate them again in the future. Chazz is going to be opening up with the Armed Dragon level 3, which can go ahead and swing over the eyeball pretty easily. And during the end phase, we're going to see him flip over all of his different trap cards because they're not in the order that he needs them to be. But he won't be flipping over 0. That way he can make sure that it guarantees to stay here, so that if Infinity moves to any other spot, he has a minimum of 1 trap card he can use during the next turn. We're going to see them reorder themselves and back over to Nightshroud for his turn after taking that 1,200 damage. He's going to just go ahead and pass. We're going to see Chazz activate the Ojama Pajama trap card, which is going to allow him to start doing some search cards for different Ojama pieces. But first, since it's the standby phase, Armed Dragon level 3 gets to level up into the Armed Dragon level 5 now with 2,400, double the attack points. Ojama Pajama, at the cost of searching a card, forces you to discard 1 as well. So he's going to be throwing away Ojama Pink, who allows Chazz to draw 1 card, as well as Nightshroud apparently, but they both have to discard 1 afterwards. So he's going to throw away the Armed Dragon Blitz there. Here comes Beatron 1, Beetletop, one of his Union monsters. So if he can get some more, we're going to start to see some stacking attack and defense points. But first, we're going to see the activation of Nightshroud's trap cards because once again, they're not in an order that allows him to accomplish anything. Darkness is going to set all of them again and reshuffle them and we're going to see him finally play a new monster, the Darkness Necro Slime. I don't believe it can do too much except revive a different Darkness monster from the graveyard. We're going to see Chazz set up the Ojama Duo, giving him a red and blue token. If Ojama tokens die, the controller of them loses 300 points, but more importantly, the Ojama Duo trap card can be banished from the graveyard later to give Chazz some extra searchability. So here we go. We're going to see Darkness Bramble hit the field with 2,000 points. So finally something with some significant points in general, really. Now here are the activations of Infinity and Zero. Again, they ended up really close to each other. That just very unfortunate for Nightshroud. So this is going to be a third or fourth turn that he's not able to use his cards as abilities. But with the effect of Bramble, at the end of his turn, if his life points are less than 4,000, they become 4,000. So unless Chazz can quote unquote one-shot him from here, he will always be able to survive at the end of the turn. We're gonna see him bring out Ojama Yellow and Green though with the ability of Duo, and Ojama Pajama is gonna search for Ojama Mandela. It doesn't look like he's gonna be using any of that though, but when Armed Dragon level 5 declared his attack, Nightshroud was able to use the ability of Darkness Raincrow, sacrificing itself and Bramble for his big 4,000 beat stick, the Darkness Neosphere, onto the field. So we're going to see that come out. Chazz is still just going to go ahead with his attack, destroy a token for 300, and since it killed someone in battle, at the end of this turn, it can level up. But now Nightshroud finally gets to use one of his trap cards, and we're going to see Zero and Infinity activate for the Darkness 1, allowing him to destroy one card, I thought, but there we go. Now it's resolving in a separate chain, and he destroyed the Ojama Pajama trap card. Now he's going to activate the rest of his face-down traps so that they can all be shuffled back in together. A Darkness Neosphere also allows him to see his face-down traps, in case you were wondering how he knew what was where. So there we go with that. I don't understand what all these different effects from Neosphere are that are activating. It's honestly pretty annoying. It looks like Neosphere gives him the ability to rearrange the trap cards in any order that he so pleases. So that's probably what was going on just there when it was triggering all those separate times. Very interesting to know. And Neosphere also has the ability to allow him to bring his life points back up to 4,000 should they be lower than that. So with Neosphere being able to rearrange his traps, Zero and Infinity gets to activate all three of the Darkness trap cards. The key is, since they activate in a chain, the last one to get chained is the ability that he's going to get. So let's see, he goes with Darkness 3. So he's going to be doing a... Oh! Am I wrong? Is it based off of Darkness 1, I'm assuming then? So the first chain that you activate. He chose to destroy 3 cards off of Chazz's field, 4 including his own attack, completely wiping out most of the defenses that he set up for himself. Life point wise, he's still at a pretty big advantage, but we're going to see how long that lasts as Neosphere go ahead and changes the order of his trap cards once again. This time Darkness 3 is first, so I believe he will be losing 3,000 life points here. So even if he continues to set up a good defense, Chazz's monsters are either going to be destroyed or his life points are going to be hit for a significant amount every single time. We're going to see this again right here as Infinity and Zero activate. Darkness 3 is going to happen once more in order to do another 3,000 points of damage, leaving Chazz with only 2,000 points left. So with this predicament, he draws his card. Darkness Neosphere is going to cheat the trap cards once again. I don't even have to pause this anymore. Zero and Infinity are going to activate, and Chazz is absolutely hopeless to do anything about it without drawing a single Mystical Space Typhoon. He has lost the duel. Round 2, after that absolute slaughter that we witnessed, and Chazz is going to be going first, only setting the Ojama Yellow and passing his turn. Nightshroud, unfortunately for Chazz, has actually drawn into the Darkness Field spell once again, so we have all 5 of the traps set once more. Darkness Outsider is going to hit the field, and by throwing away a card, he can special summon a monster from his opponent's deck and basically swap places with Outsider. So we're going to see him steal the Armed Dragon level 5, and now Outsider is in Chazz's deck. Level 5 is going to destroy the Ojama Yellow and call it a turn for Nightshroud. Chazz Princeton is going to be drawing the Oja Simulation, which by banishing Ojama monsters lets him summon out pieces of a machine fusion monster. Since he only has one Ojama that he can banish, he's only going to get one monster here, but we're going to see Nightshroud start to use his infamous trap cards again, and holy shit! On the first set of all the traps, he managed to get 0 and Infinity on the opposite end, so I believe he's gonna get to do 1,000 points of damage here, unless he gets 3,000. No, so he, I guess, activated them incorrectly this time. They are kind of difficult to use, but Darkness 1 was the effect that resolved, so he got to destroy a monster on Chazz's field. He's gonna set and pass turn right back to Nightshroud, and now he's gonna sacrifice the Arm Dragon level 5 that he stole in order to go for the Darkness Bramble, which, as you can recall, was one of the pieces to getting to the Neosphere. So whenever he draws, I believe it was called Rain Crow, then he'll have everything that he needs in order to bring out the Neosphere once again. And by that point, it's a matter of how many life points do you have left to survive with. Not accomplishing too much though, honestly, so we're gonna see Chazz hit his next turn, and with Oja Match, he's gonna get rid of the field spell that was in his hand and actually get back his Arm Dragon level 5. I didn't see if that was from his graveyard or a second copy out of his deck. Now here comes Ojama Blue hitting the field, because with the effect of Oja Match, he can normal summon an additional time if it's one of the monsters that he searched for. So there we go, we have 2 normal summons this turn. Arm Dragon level 5 is clearly stronger, and we have 0 and Infinity flipping over Darkness 3. So thankfully it's not one of the other ones, so Nightshroud shouldn't be able to gain attack or blow up cards. Chazz is just going to take 1,000 points of damage instead. But Bramble cannot be destroyed by battle, unfortunately, so Arm Dragon level 5 will not be leveling up at all anymore. His only other option for destroying Bramble would be throwing away a monster in his hand with 2,000 or more attack points, but that would be sealing away his ability to go into a much stronger monster for the rest of the duel. So we're going to see all the back row activate once again. They're in an incorrect order. Going to switch to defense mode now. Nightshroud will not be taking any more damage. We're going to see him actually use the ability of the Arm Dragon level 7, or level 5, excuse me, tossing the level 7 to attempt to blow up the Darkness Bramble, and now we're going to see level modulation. So with this trap card, the opponent draws 2 cards and he summons a level monster from his graveyard, even if he's not supposed to be allowed to do so. So he's cheated the level system and got both of his dragons. I don't believe it gets to attack this turn. And now he summons the Armored Dragon, a manga printed monster, level 4 with 1900. So he's going to swing for the 19, or attempt to. We see Infinity and 0 are right next to each other this time, so Nightshroud won't be able to get anything to defend himself with this time around. He's going to take, around 4,000 points of damage before passing turn. So with Nightshroud's response, he's going to summon the Darkness Eye, view what his face down cards are, and it doesn't look too... Nope. Another misfire. 0 and Infinity were right next to each other, so he's accomplished absolutely nothing, but now he can see what he's going to try to use this next turn, depending on how they were shuffled, of course. 0 and Infinity get to activate 1 card together, and we're going to see it is the Darkness 3 once again, so there is 1,000 points of damage. Armored Dragon destroyed a monster, so here comes the Armored Dragon level 3, and now we officially have the entire family here to see Chazz's victory for this second round. Final go at it between Nightshroud and Chazz Princeton, and Nightshroud has the first turn once again, opening with the Darkness Field spell. No terraforming, no metaverse, no nothing in order to search for it. And Chazz is going to summon the Armed Dragon Thunder level 3. So the way that the Armed Dragon Thunders work is with, unlike the originals, they don't have to stay alive or destroy a monster in order to level up. You just have to sacrifice a monster in your hand, and then they'll go ahead and evolve from somebody straight. And then they'll go ahead and evolve. So we're going to see him discard a Union monster in order to get the Armed Dragon Thunder level 5. But here, another misfire on behalf of Nightshroud. The odds have definitely not been in his favor lately. We're going to see the level 5 hit the field after the shuffle. and he's going to swing straight in for the 2400. Darkness will reset the trap cards before the draw phase. So now we're going to see the Darkness Outsider once again discard some more, and he's going to steal the level 7 Armed Dragon Thunder before Chazz has the ability to even summon it, using it against him, being able to beat over his monster. And thankfully for Chazz, at least, another Darkness misfire has occurred. But he's going to do a quick little, a light little slap on the wrist for 400. More importantly, though, what can Chazz do to defend himself from the Thunder? Oh yeah, he has the Yugioh Machine Yellow, which is about to spam the field with a bunch of tokens. He's going to see if he can remove something, and he is able to use just the Darkness 3 once again. So that's only going to be 1,000 points of damage. He does not get to blow any monsters up on Chazz's field. So that's that. No damage is taken to Chazz whenever any of the Yugioh machines battle, and every time one of them die, Nightshroud will be taking 300 points of damage. Yet again, absolutely nothing getting accomplished here on Nightshroud, and just another poke for 1,000 damage. Their life points are a lot more even now, and something's better than nothing technically. And we're going to see the Yugioh Assimilation now, banishing the tokens on his field in order to bring out, the X, Y, and Z Union monsters from his deck. X Head Cannon, Y Dragon Head, and Z Metal Tank, who can combine, removing themselves from play, to fusion summon the XYZ Dragon Cannon. He's gonna really try here, Nightshroud that is, to remove it from the field, and he does end up getting 2 trap cards in between 0 and Infinity. So, using the ability of Darkness 1, since he has 2 traps in between, he will be blowing up 2 monsters. So there goes Yugioh Machine Yellow and the XYZ Dragon Cannon, who could have discarded a card from Chazz's hand to blow up any card on Nightshroud's field. But instead, Nightshroud's going to be able to just swing in directly now that Chazz's field is completely barren, and that's half of his remaining life points gone. He needs something really clutch here if he wants to hang on and duel another duel. We're going to see him summon another copy of the Yugioh Machine Yellow. Thankfully for him, he's had the ability to just sit on it for a while. Also, to his luck, Nightshroud has misfired once more. So we're going to see a total of 5 Yugioh machines hit the field at the same time here. And now he has a decently impregnable defense as long as the Darkness 1 doesn't activate again. And it did not activate correctly. So he is really just getting by the skin on his teeth. It's actually kind of impressive and kind of pathetic at the same exact time. We're going to see what his counter move is going to be, how he's going to set himself up, and he's going to actually link away 2 of the tokens in order to bring out the Union Carrier. So Union Carrier will allow him the ability to equip monsters straight out of his deck. He's going to attempt to equip something to the level 5 that he just normal summoned, but first, here are more trap cards in order to slow down this duel. It is getting incredibly exhausting, but he did manage to get something, and once again, it is just the Darkness 3, doing only 1,000 points of damage. And mind you, yes, it's significant that he's chipping away at Chazz this way, but it's actually incredible how many times it's only been the Darkness 3 in between the 2 trap cards. By paying half of his life points, Chazz is going to activate the Return from the Different Dimension, allowing him to revive remove from play monsters for a singular turn. He's going to go all in here, because with Union Carrier, you can equip any monster you want and give your chosen monster 1,000 extra points, making the level 5, with the help of the level 10, strong enough to run over the Armed Dragon Thunder level 7, letting Chazz swing in for lots of direct damage. Nightshroud, who I predicted to be an unfair player in this game, has been defeated. Chazz Princeton wins.